Alright, what's up guys? It's Team Hard Life Captain Alberto Zertuche here, and this one is the camera system that has the longer floats on it. And you saw me build it first yesterday. I also blacked out the portion right above the float where it meets the camera, so that way as I was getting ready to put it out there, it wouldn't reflect too much light. And we got here pretty late in the afternoon. It's right at about 5:30, 5:45. And so I'm gonna get it out there. I already got the night light on, as you can see, and we're gonna see what happens here shortly.
Gotta bite. I think I got a lot of stress on my mind. It's a nice day to go. Yeah, I gotta line. I'ma call up the whole team.
All right, well, it's landed, and we're starting to see what's going to happen here. You saw the ground there for a second, and yeah, I don't see the line of the bait in there, so I am assuming that the float was big enough to carry the bait upwards as well, which is a bad thing because I needed to be able to see where the fish are at. And also too, since I have not seen any of the ground, I am assuming too that the it's facing upwards, you know, from the 3-way to my surf weight. Surf weight was a 10 ounce, so it was heavy enough to get the whole leader system down to the floor and, you know, hold it in place. But the float system that is on this one is a bit on the heavy side, so it looks like that's going to be a bit too much. But, you know, I don't know, we'll see. Maybe the fish will pick it up and we can get some footage of going on or what's going on. But you can definitely tell that this looks like a pretty cool meteor shower, if I do say so myself. And right now this is the natural speed that the water is going. I mean, I was going to speed it up a little bit, but when I speed up, it does several things. It distorts our vision of what's actually going on, and you know how fast the fish are moving through. And you know, I don't want to miss all the little things that we definitely need to be able to do. And for surely this is going to be another video of a very learning experience. And look, we just saw a fish there. Yeah, it's definitely there. And yeah, it's upside down, so that it's confirming my thoughts right there, because the fish are swimming upright but they look upside down in the screen. And you know, they're moving in pretty quick and moving out, but this is the natural speed of things. I'm gonna let it play on for a little bit and I'll come back in for some more commentary here shortly. But yes, this is definitely a little bit more float than I was expecting, but we'll see what happens. Maybe it'll settle down or something like that and go from there. One of the other things too somebody was suggesting was that I, you know, use the floats here at the house. However, the salinity level in, you know, house water is nothing in comparison to the salt water. So with salt water, you tend to float a lot more than you would in fresh water. So by trying to compare floating this system in fresh water and getting it to work the same in salt water is going to be virtually impossible, especially in the different salinity levels that you may fish. So, you know, this may work really good for fresh water, but in salt water, it's not. It's going to be a lot more buoyant, I guess, in fresh water than it would be in salt, is what I'm trying to say. And actually, this weekend we're supposed to be going fishing by a river, so I may try this out there in the river and see what ends up happening. Maybe it'll sit just perfectly for that, and if it does, well then at least I'll nail out 2 different scenarios of the cameras that I will need if I'm going to be fishing freshwater.
Here I am where the movie started, facing at a photo they've taken. Space tree flying through the skies and battles happen everywhere. I don't need any hero to save me. I don't know why the kids always crying. I've been thinking about all the captain's spot we left in the wasted planet. I thought I had it all together, but I'm waking up sad. You don't need to show your figure love anymore to them. Can you feel the spark in city light when you stay the night? That's the sparkles from my beating heart, and it breaks me so hard. Break it so hard. Break it so hard. Break it so hard. Break it so hard. I don't need any hero to save me. I don't know why the kids always crying. I've been thinking about how the captain's car we left in the wasted planet. Can you feel the spark in city light when you stay the night? That's the sparkles from my beating heart, and it breaks me so hard. Break it so hard. Here I am where the movie started, facing at a photo they've taken. Space tree flying through the skies and battles happen everywhere. I don't need any hero to save me. I don't know why the kids always crying. I've been thinking about all the captain's spot we left in the wasted planet. I thought I had it all together, but I'm waking up sad. You don't need to show your figure love anymore to them. Can you feel the spark in city light when you stay the night? That's the sparkles from my beating heart, and it breaks me so hard. Break it so hard. Break it so hard. Break it so hard. Break it so hard. I don't need any hero to save me. I don't know why the kids always crying. I've been thinking about how the captain's car we left in the wasted planet. Can you feel the spark in city light when you stay the night? That's the sparkles from my beating heart, and it breaks me so hard. Break it so hard. Here I am where the movie started, facing at a photo they've taken. Space tree flying through the skies and battles happen everywhere. I don't need any hero to save me. I don't know why the kids always crying. I've been thinking about all the captain's spot we left in the wasted planet. I thought I had it all together, but I'm waking up sad. You don't need to show your figure love anymore to them. Can you feel the spark in city light when you stay the night? That's the sparkles from my beating heart, and it breaks me so hard. Break it so hard. Break it so hard. Break it so hard. Break it so hard. I don't need any hero to save me. I don't know why the kids always crying. I've been thinking about how the captain's car we left in the wasted planet. Can you feel the spark in city light when you stay the night? That's the sparkles from my beating heart, and it breaks me so hard. Break it so hard. Break it so hard.
Alright guys, so I'm going to speed it up just a bit because I've gone through and there was a lot of the meteor shower going on with hardly any fish swimming through, so I wanted to save y'all a little bit of time by doing that. And so occasionally there's a nice, guppy or mud minnow or something that flies through the screen. There ain't too much of the bigger size fish that really stick around, so we can get an idea of actually what's going on to a little bit further on in the video. And I want to go ahead and get us there real quick so that way we can kind of see what's going on. And yeah, I'm really thinking that I put too much float on this, and or what I need to do is remove the float off of the bait, so that way it ain't completely suspended off the air or off the ground in there. But we will see here in a bit. It's just this one was kind of rushed, but I definitely am glad that I went with 2 different sizes, because I got the second video coming and I just wanted to share, you know, some of the thoughts and process of what's going on. And yes, this is definitely going to be a trial and error kind of deal, because obviously I don't have a saltwater tank here at the house, and even if I did, it would only be, you know, the salinity level that is there, and not in comparison to what the salinity level is in the Laguna Madre where we are fishing. And there it's a lot higher than it would be in, say, the Gulf. So that's going to be the other thing. It's going to be a little bit more buoyant there than it would be if I was actually fishing the Gulf. So this may be something that I may have to leave alone, just so I can get it out and into the Gulf and or into the freshwater, so I can test it out. Sorry, it's still early in the morning. I ain't had my coffee, but I'm definitely got a lot of things I got to get done today. I still got to go make another 2 deliveries. Was at Causeway Pier last night, and this is where I got the footage of using the floats and stuff like that. So didn't get on the big drum like we had hoped. There was several caught throughout the day. While I was there, I saw 2 get landed, and you know, I had to still get home. Oh, still tired, but it is something I had to do, get it done. And here's what we ended up with. So let's check this out.
Maybe you came from heaven. Maybe you sing me a second. I feel the love and I wonder how. You kiss me in the party. You make me feel like crazy. Oh baby, I'm not in a dream. I see the sunlight shining on your shoulder. Now you told me we should make it slower. Baby, baby, I don't wanna be over. I just wanna stay for longer. Baby, baby.
Alright guys, so I've slowed it back down here, and again you can see the fish swimming against the current on this, and that's very interesting, because I'm wondering if that's how the bigger fish are also swimming. And it's something that I've always thought about too, because it's just the way it naturally is on when fish are picking up bait. They normally flow with the current, not against the current, and that's the way we've seen it, say, on Bob Hall Pier. Everybody fishes into the current, and that's where we get the first initial hookups. However, I've seen it the opposite way when it is like kingfishing or something like that. They'll end up hitting the top baits first, you know, on the left side of the pier, which is against or in into the current kind of deal, instead of let me re-say that real quick. When we're casting out dead baits on bottom on Bob Hall Pier, the current's coming from left to right, we are casting on the left hand side. If the current is coming from right to left, then we cast to the right hand side. However, I've seen where the slide lines on the left side, say, you know, the opposite end of the current, where it's pushing into the current, we have gotten more hookups there quickly, a lot more quickly than we would if we were, you know, trying to keep our baits in the water and keeping the seaweed off. Granted, it's harder to fish that side because, you know, you end up catching more seaweed and stuff like that, but you end up catching more fish. All right, guys, so you've seen what the camera is actually doing, and I really believe that everything's floating above it. So I'm going to readjust it by pulling off the one by the bait, and let's see if that will help equalize the weight distribution of the float and camera and bait. And yes, this is going to be something that's going to be a work in progress, and I do appreciate y'all watching our channel. As like I said, it's you know, we're willing to go out there and test things and put them to use, and or, you know, try different things, because you never know how it's going to really improve our fishing both above and below water. So again, this is Team Hard Life Captain Alberto Zertuche. This is a very, very cool deal that, you know, I have a lot of y'all guys that come in, watch the channel, and give us some insight to what y'all are looking for and or needing. But also too, a lot of y'all have gone above and beyond by helping us figure things out that, you know, there's a lot of times I don't have the amount of time in the day to be able to sit there on the phone and try to hunt down these leads. And so I'm very, very grateful for y'all doing that. So big shout out to y'all guys that are helping us out figure these things out, because again, you know, a network of guys, you know, trying to figure out what's wrong is a lot better than one guy trying to figure it out, you know, with a little bit of time. And also too, don't forget, we still have the drawing going on. We have 20 something of the $20 tickets already sold, and we also have the $30 tickets, which have passed up 35, 40 tickets sold already. So that one's coming up pretty quick. So it looks like we may be doing both drawings at the same time. So as soon as the $20 ticket is sold, we should be good to go on the 30. But again, you know, we still have plenty of tickets. The shop number is 361-334-2171. And again, guys, thank you very much, and y'all have a very good one. Hopefully these videos will improve. I can't wait till y'all see the next video. It's gonna be pretty sweet. Thank you very much.